was talking in between a little segment, and Jen was telling me over here that she has something on her mind that's been bothering her since the 9th grade.
A bit of a pet peeve.
Since the 9th grade.
All right, it's not pet peeves anymore. This Eric calls it an ick.
That's a long time.
Heck, you studied that? Where'd you got an urban dictionary at home?
It's a TikTok dictionary. No, I'm joking.
All right,
I was going to say for real.
No.
Like,
So go ahead, shoot your shot, ma.
So it ain't right that women get called being a hoe, but y'all do the same
You know
things,
what?
if not worse. And
I'm with you on
it's
that.
praised. Like nobody says that y'all hoes or it's
I'm
wrong.
looking at you. I don't know.
I don't know. So Justice. That's it. He's gonna answer.
Justice, what you
Justice
gonna
is
say
gonna
about
answer. What
that?
do you think,
Why
Justice?
are we hoes and y'all not?
Why is it okay? So I guess what
Wait,
you're saying
I'm not
is,
saying that we
Not me personally,
display
y'all.
whole
Not me personally.
behavior.
Just
why
in
is it
general.
that? Or how about this?
Female.
Why is it that when a woman is promiscuous, she is bashed, but when a man is promiscuous, he's crowned?
Exactly.
You can look at it like cars.
Oh,
If you
God.
see a Corvette and it's in great condition, 89, whatever, that goes up in value.
Why 89?
But a woman is like a car with a gang of miles on it. Nobody wants it.
Okay, the question is, why isn't a man, for the same woman buyer, a man who is this car with a lot of mileage, why is it okay for a woman to go buy that same 89 Mustang with mad mileage on it, but it's not okay for a guy to buy it?
Because there's something to be said for a kept woman. Everyone knows that.
Why isn't there something to be said for a kept man?
Because we get better with age. Everyone knows that it's different. We're different. And I hate to bring it to the gender thing, but men, we just don't care like that much about sex. And women do. When they give their bodies away, it's because they supposedly care about that person. When us guys do it, we be like, we don't remember their name half the time. And Jim,
I'm
correct me if
glad
I'm
that's
wrong.
on your list.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, correct me if I'm wrong.
Shoot, you better remember me.
See what I'm saying? We don't even care.
I'm gonna make you remember.
Hey, and I hate to talk about this because this is a family network as well. But if a guy finishes right during the act and a woman doesn't, do the guy care that she didn't finish? He'd be like deuces, right? That's how we be.
That just means she did
Until-
you and you didn't do her.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But we don't even care. We be like,
We know y'all don't.
but the women, y'all,
Back to the homeless.
Right.
Why is it okay? Oh, hold on. We got somebody in the studio audience.
Absolutely. I think I have the answer to this.
Wait, hold on. You gotta start with a question.
Well, the question is, why is it that it's okay for a man to be a hoe and not a woman?
Okay.
And I was having this conversation with my wife yesterday, and there's a reason for...
Shout out to your wife.
Yeah, shout out to her.
BTW.
Yeah. There's something to be said that the reason why guys will pay for sex, but women won't pay for D, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
it's very easy for a woman to gain sex.
I mean, it's
And
so
wait,
women
let me
that pay for
finish.
it.
It's very easy for a woman to get sex. She
Because
can literally
men are
step outside and
hoes.
scream, and there be guys lining up.
Yeah.
For guys to get sex, you literally have to have or bring something to the table.
Yeah.
Whether you be good looking, have charisma, have money, whatever the case may be.
Or
There's
shade nuts
something
too.
to having that, which will lead up to you actually getting the sex. You get what I'm saying? So it's sex for something to be, it's your champion for actually obtaining something. When something is easy, you don't get crowned a champion from it. So for a woman, there's sex to be easy for you to get. You're not going to be crowned or champion for getting it.
Because it's easy to get.
Because it's easy to get.
But for a guy,
you literally have
Who
to work
says
for
it's
it.
not crowned up?
Majority of guys have to work or bring something to the table to get sexual access.
In today's day, because in
Before
today's
we
day,
wow.
because these booties be out there.
Booty!
And they be thirsty. So all a dude needs to do is get a haircut, look good, have a couple of dollars, and they be all over him.
What you
And
just
then
said.
y'all
Booty.
I don't think it's so hard for men
He
to
has
get
to
sex.
have
I
money.
think that's
He has to
cap.
be good looking. You have to actually obtain the money. So it's hard work for a guy to
Because
actually obtain the
these
money.
are bought
He has-
girls. These are bought
Exactly.
girls.
So even if it's the easy ones, even for the easy girls, they just throw it around. The guy literally have to bring something to the table. He has to have money. He has to be good looking. He has to bring something for her to come to him.
okay.
For
So
the
that's
easy
why
I
ones.
hear you.
But those are people
So
who are
it's
less
champion.
valued, who
So
are
it's
looking for
champion
something.
For guys to actually have to work for it. That's why it's okay for guys. to
Does
do
that
it, not females.
does that also mean that women have higher standards than men?
Yes.
That
They should.
that like
Majority of them do.
yeah, and I think that's what it boils down to. Because I
They
think
learn
that
that.
any
They-
man with
they learn
standards,
that, though.
I
They
think a
learn
man
that.
with standards won't value
learn
himself
that.
like that, and that won't matter. That like I'm not gonna just sleep with any woman because I have standards for myself, and I think women who have higher standards, like I'm not just gonna sleep with any guy. Like I'm not gonna sleep with some guy just because he likes me. He has to look good. He has to have a job. He has to have money. That's like standards where guys are like I saw this comedian say, and I know I'm blacking out right now. I'm going over the time, but hold on. I saw this comedian say that like you'll ask a girl, will she cheat on her husband, and she'll be like, I don't know. Let me think about it. But you'll ask a guy. But you'll ask a guy, would you cheat on your wife with that drunk girl behind the dumpster over there? And he'll be like, I'll be right back. And it's true. Like I just feel like guys need to have higher standards. And then if we have higher standards and are like women, where women are like, I'm not giving this up for nobody, we won't have these issues.
Well, I've always felt like I've had high standards. I don't just throw this masterful,
So everything
piece
you
of a
touch is
person.
great.
No, I
They
believe
were
that.
high.
I believe what my standard is, and I've always had one. I like to think that I've never. I put it this way: I could never have sex with somebody I wasn't attracted to, and I know guys that will do that.
But attraction
Yes.
is one thing, but value behind that is another. Like you could be
that's
attracted
that's
to
my
somebody.
point. Men, we don't even care if we're attracted to, we'll have sex with a woman. A lot of times they'll take the attraction, then they'll take one more or another thing for them to finish the act. And guys like, she's cute. Yeah, she can't spell. She got like one eye. We don't care. Like it doesn't matter. She got one leg. It'd be pretty, and the guy will hit it. Like that's just how we are.
And that's what I'm saying
But
about
low
standards.
standards.
That's what
You
he's
need to-
saying.
No,
You
but
think y'all should have
that-
You need to higher your standards.
So what's
because
wrong with
sleeping
our
with
standards? And for one, we didn't answer the question. So that means it's okay. That's what makes it okay for y'all to be hoes and for us not to be?
No, y'all need to help us. Y'all,
Because y'all trash us like we can't do nothing without y'all trash.
Y'all need to pipe down.
So, like, we need to pipe down. Are you choosing violence?
No.
Yo, they gonna ban us. All the women gonna come for us. He said, pipe down. That's like 1950s. Stay in your place, woman.
You choosing violence right now? You just
But go ahead, finish.
I don't have nothing to say.
So what's the, I don't even remember that one.
I think it boils down to this, right? I think, and this is gonna sound, I'm gonna try to put this in the most artistic way I can. I think we have two different sex organs. And I think a guy's sex organ, we look at it as like a finger. I can go wash this off under the water and everything's all right. But the female sex organ is like,
That's
you let somebody inside of you.
Inside of you.
So I heard that
So
notion
it's like
before.
a
That women
key-
get screwed and men do the screwing. So it's, I don't want to say the word, but.
Well, it depends on what type of man you are.
Well,
But no,
if you want that thrown
I
out there,
heard
you
the
wanna do that.
analogy of like the key and the keyhole.
And
like,
the ignition, yes. And
Yeah,
I think that
yeah,
the ignition gets the wear and tear, the key
Yeah,
doesn't.
the limo in the garage. Yeah,
but
yeah,
no, but
yeah.
that's the whole point. Is like the woman is the keyhole. Like not
Yes.
every man is supposed to fit in.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
Like,
There's
you know what
there's
I
like
mean?
an exact fit. But you know,
That's not what I mean.
Hey,
What
listen,
I'm saying
don't
is
you-
that
I
it's
heard
more
that-
precious
I heard that
for a
before.
woman.
They said any key that a master key opens any lock, but a shitty lock opens to any key.
And don't forget the limo.
I mean,
that was whimsical.
Thank you.
That was what.
But like, I'm just saying.
Somebody put that on a card.
Yeah, that was,
Yeah.
I think that's
We
true.
need comments on
I
that.
really
I
think
will
it's,
say this though, at a time in my life, I didn't care. I didn't put too much stock in it, and then to a point, I tell my son who's of age to be not of age, but at a point in his life where that could happen and take place, it's more like I wish I hadn't, because a lot of the women I do not remember, and it's embarrassing to myself when I realize I come in contact with women I haven't. So it's a time and a place for guys in our life, and we just don't. When it comes, but women are taught from a very young age to
So do you teach your sons to
to what?
value
Hold
it
on,
or
hold
not
on,
value
wait.
it?
Women
Women
are
are
talking.
taught at a very young age that being kept and virginity is important. Where guys taught at a very young age about him conquering, like all since he's
That's
young,
true.
being first.
People, but-
How
yeah,
many women can you have? We glorify that lifestyle, and then we have a culture that glorifies the lifestyle. That's very important. So as a father now today, I have to make sure I combat that.
So you're
No, no, no.
changing the narrative for
Oh,
your kids.
I have to, because
I agree
women
that
that
you
do
should do
that hypersexuality thing that men already have in them through our testosterone, and in the culture as a whole, you see daily. It's sexualized through our music, sexualized through our TV shows, sexualized through the ways you see young people dance and stuff like that. So it's very hard to try to navigate through those things. And I wish I had better guidance at a young age, because I give away all that. I give a lot of that back.
Absolutely. I think a lot of things would change if we change the narrative. Because like you said, I think that is what messes things up. They've taught, for me, I'm not saying everybody, it's just my opinion. Y'all able to do whatever you want with your kids, or it's not for me to judge. But like you said, I think they should change how they're telling our boys. You don't have to be out there soiling your oats all over the place. It's so much more to it than that. Like, you would enjoy it so much more if you were choosy, honestly.
I mean, it's just hard because, like I said, it's
hard.
hypersexualized,
Yeah.
and then you have cultural differences across the board. We all are varying cultures here,
Yeah.
and I hate to point out the Spanish culture, but that's, in my opinion, hypersexualized. For
So
example,
no
and I
sense.
come with receipts.
Yeah.
We could talk about the Spanish quinceañera. That historically, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, that is a sign that when a girl goes from a child into a woman,
To a woman,
correct?
yeah.
And what do children do, or adults come when they become women?
Yeah.
So not only at a young age, they have the whole setup, the whole party that looks like a whole party that looks like a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling the child that she's now a woman. But if you look across the board, they're like relationships,
They're not,
married at a
though.
young age.
Yeah.
That's
But
hypersexualized
so
to
do
me,
you
and I don't
think that
do
a lot
that.
of things traditionally need to change? Then,
Absolutely.
Up to
But-
modern times?
But I think
To know better, you
traditionally
have to do
things
better.
have changed, and I think it's
agree.
more deeper than that regarding hypersexuality. They're teaching children in grade school about homosexuality, about pansexuality, about all these other sexualities that our generation
really just start
doesn't
doing
even
that.
know about.
They just start
So
doing
they're
that.
the ones who are actually introducing our children into sexuality versus us in celebrating a
Are they
traditional thing
Is
when
that the
when
curriculum? Like, do they do that in school? They teach like I never
I
had
mean,
my
to
kids
a
do that.
certain extent, yeah, they are teaching children about homosexuality, transgender,
What-
about
what
all that
period
other
class
stuff.
is that one?
Huh?
I'm dead.
No,
I
he's
think,
right.
I think.
And if you
Hold
guys
on,
are-
hold on. I think I want to make this point before we wrap it up. I think that back to what the audience question was, and he was talking about how men have to like. You know, you buy a haircut, you attain these things. And I think the reason why it's okay for men to be like this is because men are judged by other men. And I think when you see a man and you say, well, he's got the girl, that means he has money. That means he has a nice car. That means he's put together. That means that guy's fresh. And as a young guy, I want to be like him. And I think a big part of me and your generation was growing up where there was no dads in the house. So we didn't know how to be men. So we looked at these guys on TV, these other dudes with other women, and said, that's how you be a man. You go get the money, you go get the car, you get the girl. I was taught that all my life. I think now our kids are growing up with dads, and they don't have to go out in the world and overcompensate as fake ass men. They go out in the world and they be kids, and they come home and they say, I don't have to over sexualize myself because daddy's here. And the little girls say that too. I don't have to over sexualize myself because daddy and mommy are here. And I think when you said it's a shift in history, I think it is. And I think that's because we have more prevalent
Yeah,
dads
it's a
now.
big shift.
And
Yeah.
dads are like, when daddy's home,
loving that though.
when daddy's home, the boys don't gotta go out in the world and be super hard because
Yeah.
I'm learning how to be a man from my dad.
Yeah.
I learned how to be a man
They don't gotta
from
go
you,
through nothing.
from other people in school. And there's nothing a 13-year-old man could learn from another 13-year-old boy who's just trying to find his way. And I grew up in that era where most of us didn't have dads, or our dads were trash, and we had to go to school and listen to Justice and the cool guys on how to be men, and that's how we looked at them. You got a haircut, you got nice sneakers, you got cars, you get the girl. And we were just brainwashed with that. And
Yeah,
that's,
I was so fucking broke though. I think I didn't I didn't have the.
but you still got haircuts.
I
You
got
still
hair-
creased your jeans.
all the time.
Exactly. This is what I'm
But
saying.
that's a different dynamic. I feel like, and all that what you said, a lot of it is true. But for me specifically, and you talk about region and culture, things like that stuff varies. But from an upkeep standpoint, I was taught that by my mother. But the thing that I think I really needed, I needed to, no, I really got that you hit on.
You learn values from a woman because that's what a woman thought what a man was supposed to do. Look nice and upkeep yourself.
Yeah.
But as a man, like, I'm not trying to judge you. You got a scruffy beard and a hat on and a
Yeah.
sweatsuit right now. Your sons go home and see you and say, my dad is still cool like this.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm saying is that I was raised by a woman who taught me that too. You
Yeah.
upkeep because that's what she wanted in a man. But that's not what a man was.
No.
A man was, daddy could come home tired every day, back hurt and scruffy, but he put food on the table. And that's exactly what I'm saying. That's kind of like trauma that we grew up with, thinking, oh, I gotta go shave and look good because that's what a woman wanted. That's not what being a man is. To me, it ain't.
No.
And
I like that.
I had to learn this shit at an old age. Because growing up, a lot of my life, I thought being a man was being fresh and looking cool and getting the girl. But that really wasn't it.
There's so much more to it than that. Like,
Not at all.
Hold on, wait.
Audience, we got a question from the audience. I knew we would.
Let him
Talk to
go.
me. Talk to me.
Let it
The
roll.
palms are sweaty. He's been waiting. Let's
No,
go.
I'd like to expound on what you said because, like you said, the generation before us, we were told to, get dressed, make sure the upkeep was good, and then that's how you got girls, right? But if you really dive deeper into that, the fatherless homes, especially like the young girls that grew up without their fathers, you were taught, especially by the moms, that guys were supposed to take care of you, guys are supposed to be providers.
Absolutely.
And if you're looking out into the streets or abroad, the guys that were, say, rappers or whatever the case may be, were having all the money, they were doing certain things,
Yep.
and that's what you looked for
Absolutely.
as a man.
Yes.
So from the guy's point of view, we want to be like those type of guys.
Mhm.
And then the girl's point of view,
I want to
we
be
were
with that
told,
guy.
I want to be with that type
And
of guy.
I think that's, again, like you said, there was no dad. But
Exactly.
again, if that little girl had daddy come home and said, I just bust my ass doing a 9 to 5, my back hurt, she gonna look out and say, oh, I see little Timmy doing hard work at school. He doing his work every day. He goes to extra credit classes. That might be more appealing to her than the dude on the corner trying to make a buck. And I'm not trying to knock on nobody in the hood hustling I glorified it. I wanted to be that for so long. I'm just saying it comes to certain maturity where men and women got to say, those ain't the right people. And we were kind of brainwashed to believe that this is what a man's supposed to do. A man is supposed to be cool and look like this thing. But I was taught that by my 13-year-old boy who had no idea.
No idea. And that's what I'm saying. Like that is to me, this time in my life is like the best time in my life. Everybody's doing what I've done, some of the stuff I've accomplished, and it was great. But right now, without question, being a dad, knowing that the responsibility is so great to young men, like my imprint on this world won't be what I did on the football field. It will be my sons, the legacy they leave, the families they grow and have.
Absolutely.
So like that's most important to me, man, and just I want them to know comfortable. Like if I brought my 11-year-old son here and said, when you getting married? Not till 30. When you have kids? Not till after I'm married. Like that kind of mindset, so he knows your whole, and he don't know that kind of talk is like, let's let your life develop first. But I haven't had that talk with him about let his life develop. It's let's not get married till we're 30, and then let's have kids after.
But that's all because you've lived the life that you lived,
Right.
and obviously we want to have our children know to learn from our mistakes, or not necessarily
Absolutely.
mistakes, but just our experiences in life, so that they don't have to go through that.
Learn from our regrets.
I wouldn't say
Right,
regrets.
and that's
So what you
and
gonna
that's
do
wouldn't
when
say
your kids come
regrets.
home and say I'm getting married at 22?
If they get married, I'm gonna tell my son. First of all, my
I
son.
mean, like, he's a grandpa, so.
But my sons.
Yes, man. That you ain't
But my
ready.
sons, for example, if I tell them, I would hope that when they get into a relationship, they wish they would think they're serious enough to get married. I've met this female, right? I met this female. I had the chance to talk to them, so I can tell them the signs of this horror. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I think at
Is
the
she
age
the
of 20.
whore or is your son the whore?
Wow.
How dare you?
Well, if they're anything like their dad. No, I'm just
Wait.
kidding.
At the end
Abort
of the day,
mission,
man, at the
no.
end of the day,
Chop,
focus,
chime in before we wrap it up. Wrap us
I'm
up,
just
Chop.
saying, at the end of the day, focus,
Spit it out.
keep it moving, stay successful, that's all. Just keep it moving, that's all. I mean, we can't roll and control the kids once they leave our house, so, I mean, we can just hope for the best, period.
Stay, what do you think?
I think that y'all should teach y'all boys not to be hoes.
Nobody be a hoe.
That it's okay
Facts.
to love
Nobody.
your girl. No girls be hoes either. Don't be no hoe.
So,
Don't be
Jen,
no hoe.
Jen,
Ain't
do-
the way to
Yo,
go.
Do you think we answered
women,
your question?
wait, stay. Women don't be hoes, they be whores.
Yeah, don't be hoes.
Nah,
We
God.
can't air this. We cannot air this.
So, Jen, do you think we answered your question on why, being promiscuous for a woman is bad, but being for a guy is like cool? You think you got a better
I don't
understanding
know.
of
I
that?
ain't get one.
I mean, I hear your views.
I mean, yeah, that's all I'm
Yeah,
asking you.
I hear.
All right, appreciate
You
it.
hear
satisfied?
views or you see them?
Have you ever? Hey, let me ask you this
I'm
question.
not
This is for the
satisfied.
ladies. This is for the ladies.
Uh-oh.
And ladies,
Yeah.
y'all chime in, hit up the page, write your questions.
'Cause
We'll
y'all
ask them. We'll ask them live on our set. But I just
We
want to ask the
wanna
women:
know.
ain't it? If it wasn't you or your homegirls, their promiscuous ways, did it pay off?
No.
It never did, huh?
How many of the promiscuous dudes you know that are settled and
Black
married?
deck of cards.
None.
Oh, that's not a fair question, bro. I know
Yes.
plenty of promiscuous women that are married. Cut it out.
Yeah, word.
Facts.
Stop it.
What? I'm asking them.
No, your question, yeah, but then you switched it and said,
Switched it
I
up.
know plenty of promiscuous men that were married.
I asked
know.
her. I didn't know.
I'm just saying, I know plenty of promiscuous women that are married. Plenty.
But the question wasn't to you, Dustin. It was to the
It was to me.
female.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So of course, because you was
No,
promiscuous
I
with
know.
those
All
women.
right.
Back up.
On that note,
It's a lot of hoes that were housewives now. Like, there's a lot.
absolutely.
Lord
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I think we touched
I'm
all the
sorry,
bases.
but there are. My bad.
I'm
Don't be a
single,
hoe.
guys. I'm
Y'all
single.
embrace your hoish ways. I mean, if you're a hoe, you a hoe, man or woman.
Let
You
those
have
wings
to-
flap. Flap those wings, mine.
Guys are whole makers, not hoes.
No. Y'all the biggest hoes.
Just 20 seconds is
Y'all the
ticking.
bigger hoes. Yeah, word. My bad.
Yo, what happened back in the day, Chop? What happened back in the day? Tell them what happened back in the day.
Back in the day
Back
when
in
you
the
was
day,
young, not a
man,
kid.
I don't know, man. These people was playing with us, man.
I gotta play. Drop that. I got a dope memory from being back in the day.
Okay.
Drop the beat.
Let's go. We gotta play the beat. You gotta find where you uploading it.
I don't know what's that.
Go to
No, I
Kazaa.com.
think it's the. I really think it's the Wi-Fi, baby.
What
I
you
ain't
on,
gonna lie to
LimeWire?
you. It keeps. It
You
was
got
just
LimeWire?
playing good. I think it's the wire.
You still on
I think-
iTunes?
Shout out.
I think it's the wire.
Hey. Remember we used to.
I'm about to get up and do the hit button.
I don't know how to do this in fact. All right, I'm ready. I got my memory ready.
I watched the house party.
Here we go.
You watched House Party yesterday? That was
The new
a
one.
dope movie.
The new one?
One thing that I really
That
liked
shit
about
fake
back
as
in the day, yo, was like, yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. Going to a party, yo, and I can't say it, but I'm going to say it in the best way, yo. Fingering, yo.
Yes.
Fingering was a
smell it.
great time,
And
bro.
then smell it. Yes,
That
sir.
is so
Facts.
weird.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yo, it's like, yo, you just from the dance
Hold
floor.
on, hold on.
Titty out, right?
Uh-huh.
After you
Take a boob out.
Yeah.
And then if a boob
No,
smell
you
like
can
that,
just talk into the
Oh,
camera.
no, I'm going. I'm
Talking
like,
to the mic.
I was like, yo, ma, I'm about to
Just don't
smell
hold
this
out.
finger. Yeah, and I'll rub it on my stash for
That's
later.
nasty.
if it smell good.
Yeah.
First of all,
you're
why
supposed
does
to do
it
it.
smell all on your mustache all day?
Because
Yeah.
I rubbed it there.
The juice.
He didn't know. He see right there. He didn't even know.
When I was young, I thought, when I was young,
it's not supposed
exactly,
to do
when
that.
I was, let me, my
No.
next sentence,
That's how you know
Because
you ain't
hear me
supposed to be doing it at a
because
young age.
this is my old
You
school
want her all
memory.
day.
Let me,
Thank you.
hear me
No,
out.
no.
He's not lying, but I'm talking about 15 years old after school on the late bus. Of course,
She been marinating
it's been
all
percolating since 8 o'clock this morning. And I sniff it. I said, "Oh, that's good stuff right there." I thought that was good stuff. I didn't know her pH balance was off at 14. I thought that's what it was supposed to smell like, and it was delicious, and I couldn't wait.
Wow.
What's your memory?
It was
It was
delicious.
like, oh wow, is
That's
this
really not that.
Of course,
He
he
was
wasn't.
the
They
pH balance
was
on the
hiding
ball.
the finger from you. He didn't want you to smell
What?
it.
Y'all ever play hide and go
Don't
get
be
it?
disrespectful.
Nah, I ain't
Oh,
play that.
y'all can't.
I grew up with a bunch
So,
of.
the
Um,
what?
Hold on, wait. Y'all never play Hang Go Get It?
I grew up with a bunch of white kids.
Yeah, hide and go get it.
No.
Said not.
Alright.
I did. I grew up in a white
Hide
part of
and go
town.
get.
We ain't play.
D.
I grew up in a
You
white
are-
part of town. I did
Hold
not
on,
live
hold
near
on.
y'all. I
Hold
lived on
on.
the whole other side of town.
No, you
Where
didn't,
did
but
you
you was on
live?
the east.
Smooth had real nice fingers.
Yes.
Where did you live?
I did. I never denied it. I lived in a nice house. My mom was a bounce
was.
mad
He
checks.
was
We was
spoiled.
fly. What are you talking
Yeah, he
about,
was
bro?
spoiled.
I was not. Yo, y'all got my life confused, man. Like I
was
lived
spoiled.
like my family was a bunch of crooks, man. I just put on well. I went to school and act like I was living good. Y'all don't know. My family was in the trap, in the jungle, all right. And I was just acting cool in school, all right. But anyway,
You
all
sound
right.
I knew he was traumatized when he was cracking jokes on people.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
boy hurt.
Oh, absolutely. I was scarred.
That
yo.
That boy scarred. He
I was
over there cracking
scarred.
jokes on those kids, making those
I'm a
kids
healed
cry.
man, though. I'm a healed
Exactly.
man.
He was
man.
scarred and never
Dr.
scared.
Melfi helped me out a lot.
Scarred.
I got a memory.
Shout out to
All right,
him.
give me your
Once I
memory,
moved to
Justice.
Connecticut, I would go to those pool dances in the summertime.
After school blast, Parks and Rec.
Wow.
No, the summer pool
Oh,
parties,
the summer
man.
pool parties. Yeah.
It was like a Saturday or
You ever
Friday.
pool hopped?
Oh, of course.
I did one time there
Yeah.
with some
I
fly
missed that.
honeys back in the day too.
Don't do
Nasty
that.
ass
It's not
pool.
good though.
You know them too.
Fool nasty.
I bet you I do
Ain't
know
even
him.
been clean.
I knew all of them. I just wasn't participating, man. I was the prude, man. I stayed away. I was
He
scared.
was good.
What's your childhood memory, Jen? Give us another one. What you did when you was a child?
I did a lot when I was a
On
child.
Willow, wilding on Willow.
Why you gotta?
Oh, we know.
See, all right. I wasn't even gonna
Y'all
bring
just
up Willow
ops right
when
now.
you was talking
Don't do
about goat Go Get It. What was that game?
Hide and Go Get
Hide
It.
and Go Get It.
No, you don't know the
We-
game that you was playing.
No, we used to play night game. That's what we used to
That's
play,
a
night game.
That is a night game.
But it was different.
Well,
Ain't nobody
I
was
play
trying to
at
go
night.
get it. Like it was actually.
That's
too
called hide and
big.
seek.
It was like manhunt.
Yeah, that's a regular game.
People
You
that
weren't playing that.
Nah, but it was
y'all
manhunt.
get shorty up the
Listen,
street,
ain't
we
nobody
like-
was hoeing like you back then, okay?
No, you were just in a whole relationship.
No, wait, I might have been.
That
But
sounds,
anyway.
Justice sounded like he was having orgies. That
Yo,
don't
we
sound
was
like,
about to have-
I would not have
It
played
sounded
that
like
game.
you was playing red light, green
It
light.
was two
Red light, green light.
at night that would like there was a home base and everybody
Do it
would
again.
hide and you would like go and tag. It was tag.
That sounds like a good time. No,
My man James about to fly away on y'all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
stolen.
listen, I got a lot of memories back in the day.
Give us
So,
one.
forever.
Don't talk about somebody
I
you beat up.
did.
Oh, you did?
Somebody got me. Yeah.
You beat up mad people
I
in school.
didn't. I don't know what you talking about, y'all. He's wild.
Justice, you got no childhood?
I'll
You already
plead
gave
the
us.
fifth.
All right, drop
I
that drop.
got you, stay.
Drop that drop.
Drop
the
Drippity
beat.
drop. Drop that drop. Drippity drop.
You guys, thank you so much again. Like, share, subscribe. Because if not, I'm gonna call the dogs on you.
Come
Stop
get us.
playing.
Like,
Don't miss
subscribe.
nothing. Y'all want to
Be
keep
chopped.
up.
Smooth
It's
in the
your girl,
building.
Stay.
Justice, Jen.
Yeah,
We in the
bang,
building.
bang.
Stay. Let's go.
Make sure you follow us too.